not what I picked. This will be interesting.
Like batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Ready to move out.
The purpose of our two previous encounters is now very clear to me. I do not intend to be distracted by another. Good night, Mr. Bond.
Do you expect me to talk?
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Enjoy them as much as any bloke. But in the spirit of commemoration, whereby those important events of the past, usually associated with someone's death or the end of some awful bloody struggle, are celebrated with a nice holiday, I thought we could mark this November the 5th, a day that is sadly no longer remembered, by taking some time out of our daily lives to sit down and have a little chat. There are, of course, those who do not want us to speak.
Let me think, just let me think.
I suspect even now, orders are being shouted into telephones, and men with guns will soon be on their way.
It's chances that...
Damn it!
Why? Because while the truncheon may be used in lieu of conversation, words will always retain their power. Words are for the means to meaning, and for those who will listen, the enunciation of truth. And the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there?
You designed it, sir. You wanted it foolproof. You told me every television in London.
Cruelty and injustice, intolerance, depression. And where once you had the freedom to object, to think and speak as you saw fit, you now have censors and systems of surveillance coercing your conformity and soliciting your submission.
We need cameras.
How did this happen? Who's to blame? Well, certainly there are those who are more responsible than others, and they will be held accountable. But again, truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror.
There's no escape. Don't make me destroy you. Luke, you do not yet realize your importance. You have only begun to discover your power. Join me, and I will complete your training. With our combined strength, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy. I'll never join you! If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind.
We move south to find Navia.
Let Crixus and the other Gauls chase Lost Hope. Spartacus!
The decision's been made. We must stand as one. Or fall divided. A lesson hard learned. Shackle will be struck from every slave upon our path. We will see our numbers grow. And when they have become legion, we will face Glaber and the hordes of Rome again. And the gods shall weep for their suffering.
Beep, beep.
took my job just to face within the mob, so I had to get away. I was angry at myself, put my own life on the shelf, making pennies every day. Yeah, but I'm through doing time, pushing rocks all through a mine. And if the bad times ain't over for me, I might as well be free. I might as well be free. Spending weekends at the mall ain't really life at all, but we did the best we could. I'm a symptom of the times, now my face between the lines, when it ever did any good. Yeah, but I'm through doing time, and I've committed no crime. If the bad times ain't over for me, I might as well be free. I might as well be free. Yeah, back on my feet, reached and ready for the streets. I'm not wandering anymore. I got leather on my heels, I got rubber on my wheels, I got a Magnum 44. Yeah, but I'm through doing time, with my ass out on the line. And if the bad times ain't over for me, I might as well be free. I might as well be free. Yeah, I might as well be. I might as well be free.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the original Red Pill Show. Today is Two-Wiener Tuesday. Oh, yes, it is. April 7th, 2020. This show is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please use it at your own risk. Show is copyrighted by me, Freedom Revolution Network. No part of it can be reused, rebroadcasted in any way, shape, or form without my written consent, or you can just ask. I could really give two flying fucks. So I'm sorry. Finally, the show's opinionated. The host, especially me. Callers, let's see, 669-900-6833 or 929-205-6099. And then you got to type 238 494-3128, and that'll bring you right into the switchboard, and you're just going to have to wait until I'm ready to bring you on. But callers, people that are naughty in the chat room, guess whatever, are and always will be opinionated, and man, do we need it now. Under no circumstances whatsoever should opinions be taken as advice. I ate a protein bar. It's like eating a chalk bar. If you are seeking professional advice, we strongly encourage you. Uh-oh, I don't have my soundboard open. Hang on, I got to kill some time. We strongly encourage you to hire a license, if required, person in his or her field. Little Tommy. All right. Broadcasting live from once used to be very thriving and lovely town of Loveland, Colorado. It's nothing but a zombie apocalypse now. How's your town? How is your town doing?
Grand Junction is there. It depends on what part of town you go to, I guess. Some parts of town are pretty busy still. There was quite a bit of traffic yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
So you want to share your little thingy or no?
Oh, you mean my exploration yesterday?
The mystery mobile, yeah.
So Mel now has Alice Wonderland bus. And I got a freaking RV for free. Completely for free. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I right at the end of the show yesterday, I was pulling up my sites that I chill out after the show with, like Craigslist, and found a text-only ad. No pictures, saying a 1973 Dodge Travco for free. And so we went and got it. And I now have a really cool trailer.
Congratulations. I know that's what you've been looking for.
Oh, yeah. Manifestation works, folks. Manifestation works.
Far out. When's our first road trip, man?
Well, first I got to get it plated, and DMV's closed.
Yeah, isn't that nice? I'm glad the government can shut down and it's the end of the world, but we still have to obey by the law. I don't want to get into it. So.
Oh, well, a funny part of the story is, okay, the motorhome was in a storage facility. And so when we pull out on the road, I see a cop pass by whenever I'm pulling up to a stop sign. Apparently said cop goes in to wash down his car, saw us pass, and immediately got back in his car and was following us. And Steven was behind me in the car. And so the cop talked to him first. And basically the cop said, I know that this trailer is not titled. I know it's not insured. What are you doing with it? And he's like, we just got it and we are taking it back to Grand Junction. And all he had to say was, get it out of my town.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez, how sweet.
I mean, what was the whole point of, obviously, the tags were out by like 2009 was the last tags on it.
Whatever. Jeez. What, were they making crystal meth in it or something, or what? I mean, that wasn't very nice.
Well, the guy did tell me that he thinks that there's a pound of weed somewhere in it.
Ah, well, you better get yourself a canine and find that frickin' thing.
But yeah, it's awesome. It is in really freaking good condition for being as old as it is.
If I were you, not to scare you, I would call my attorney. Go, I just bought a truck. This guy thinks there's a pound of weed in it. What do I do? Because
well, I've got to clean it out anyway.
Yeah, but where are they gonna? I mean, it's not gonna be like sitting on a fucking dashboard. I mean,
he said it was in a pretty obvious place. Actually, it wasn't like hidden. So we shall see.
Hidden, but not hidden.
I don't think it's in there.
Okay.
But.
Okay, whatever. It's just me thinking.
Oh no, and trust me, by the time that thing gets on the road, like for real, I'll have gone through that thing like a fine-tooth comb. So
it looks great. I'm like, holy shit, that thing's 1973.
Yeah, it's a 1973. I was 3 freaking years old when that thing came out.
Yeah, I'm not crazy. It takes me back to the Brady Bunch and the
totally
avocado green color and all that.
Oh,
shit.
You have no idea how many times I get that stupid color in my life.
And those captains, well, my mom's kitchen was like that. It drove me fucking nuts when I was a kid. But those captain's chairs are freaking like lazy boy recliners, or at least that's what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
Are they? I mean, I'd sit in there. I couldn't drive that thing because is the captain's chair, the driver's chair, the same as the passenger?
No, the driver's seat is stationary. It's locked into place. And let me tell you, it was a comfortable freaking ride.
That's what I'm getting at. I'd fall asleep driving, which I've never fell asleep in my life driving.
Me neither.
I'd be like, I drive that thing, and I'd be especially smoking pot and driving.
But yeah, it was a really nice drive home. The engine is solid and quiet. I mean,
very cool.
Oh, and get this. Okay, do you know anything about like cars and motors and stuff like that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so then Holley carburetors are a very good carb.
Yes.
It's got a Holley carb on it. We have a brand new spare Holley carb, as well as the Holley carb that was taken off of it.
Oh, wow.
That just needs to be rebuilt.
What size motor's in that thing?
418?
418?
Yeah, I think that's right. I get the numbers mixed up, but I'm pretty sure it's a 418.
Well, that should haul the mail pretty good. Does it have a generator? And I saw the air conditioner that was sticking out of the roof or in the ceiling, so I couldn't help but notice that. But it looked pretty nice.
Yeah, it's got an Onan generator. We don't know if it works yet or not.
It's a good generator.
Yeah, I've got to find a manual for it so I can figure out what all the buttons go to. Buttons and switches. There's a ton of buttons and switches.
Very, very, very cool.
So, did you notice the change in my Alice characters?
I'm looking at her right now. She's got 2 butcher knives. Yeah, it's kind
of that is the evil Alice in Wonderland that will be on one side of the bus, and good Alice will be on the other side. Angel on the right, devil on the left.
Yeah, they're badass.
Yeah, I love the Cheshire Cat in that one.
Yeah, he's smiling.
He's really quick. Those are from McGee's Alice. It's a video game.
She looks a little psychotic just by looking at her eyes. So.
Yeah, well, the McGee's Alice takes place with her in the asylum.
Oh, in the asylum. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a whole lot darker.
I assume she doesn't have her Second Amendment anymore.
Actually, at some point in the game, I do believe you get guns. Not like regular
yeah,
guns,
but I'm saying legally, not. I don't think you should ever lose your rights, period, no matter what. But that's just my opinion. So,
I don't either, and it's still every time I see people posting about the Second Amendment, my comment is always, "Why aren't you screaming about my right to have a gun?" Only because I can't have one because I am a medical marijuana patient.
Right.
So because I smoke a plant and I'm not taking mind-altering, like seriously for me, mind-altering drugs, which is the cocktail pills they put me on, I can't own a gun.
Quite honestly, I've never met a pot smoker or anybody or Cheech and Chong movie where they got high and said, let's go rob a bank or pull out a gun.
Right.
So, but I've seen plenty of movies where drunk motherfuckers commit crimes with guns. So if you're going to use that analogy and that thinking, if you drink alcohol, then you cannot have a firearm.
I would love to see that. I would freaking love to see that.
Hey, tit for tat, quid pro quo. I mean, good for the goose, good for the gander, whatever.
I mean, I've had, I have an abusive background, and I've had guns pulled on me. And no, drunk people should not have guns.
That would piss me off. I don't even
Oh, trust me, it did. And yeah, it never got fired.
Well, apparently.
But,
yeah. Wow.
But yeah, the dragon lady definitely came out.
Coward. Whatever. That's why they give guns a bad name. They're for defense purposes only.
Yeah.
But whatever. Well, I'm glad you think that way about guns since you're a Democrat.
And I know you do that just to chat my hide.
I'm pushing your buttons, yes. Such a misunderstood concept. I don't get it. I really don't. But,
yeah.
But what do I know? All right, so I have a few things to share. One of which is that I've got to get out of here no later than 9:30.
Okay.
Number two, my son, on a whim, decided he's bored off his gourd. He's actually on his way here to see me for the first time since I've moved here.
Yay!
He actually might even be listening. I don't know. I told him he's driving straight through, and I'm like, Josh, download Joe Rogan podcast or find something to listen to, because that's what I did and I do. Because that's when I really, really found out how great Joe Rogan is. And I'm like, man, you'll just be burning through those things because his shows are at least 2 hours.
Wow.
So
I still need to sit down and start listening to him.
Oh, man. He's just... he's the best. He really, between him and Howard Stern, they're the best. So I told him that. But so anyway, he's going to show up here approximately. I did the math. He should probably be here around 6 p.m. tonight.
Yay!
But that means I'm going to ask for tomorrow and Thursday and Friday off, so I'm going to spend some time with him.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, so it was an unannounced thing. He just like, Dad, why don't I just come out there? Because I'm not working. I got plenty of time. Gas is cheap, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, Josh, fucking get your ass on.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah, so the weather's going to be nice for 3 days, but then it's supposed to get in the 30s with some snow by the weekend. But I'm like, even if it does snow, just don't worry about it because it'll be melted the next day.
Yeah.
It isn't like Chicago. People don't get it. But or at least on the northern range, it's like that. Where you're at, I don't know what it's like. You're in the mountains, so it's probably a little different.
No, actually, I'm on the other side of the mountains.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, we're actually in a horseshoe, in a valleyed horseshoe.
Okay. So that's going on.
Yay.
How many car crashes, smoking or drinking? What are they talking about? Ooh, Sucker Punch. Actually, that picture you got of Alice being dark reminds me of that movie. Sucker Punch.
I haven't seen that one in a long time.
I haven't either, but that's a good movie. I like that movie.
I'm trying to actually remember it and I can't, but that's pretty normal.
Yeah, it's really a good different movie. It's a little dark and psychotic and kind of like this Alice in Wonderland shit.
So right down my alley.
Yep, you would love.
Dark and psychotic is my kind of movie.
Yeah, you'd love.
The more twisted, the better.
Yeah, I might watch that again. Actually, what about the planes? The plane. What about the plane? What about the plane? The planes. I don't know. What about?
I've never heard of that movie.
All right, so I don't want to. I was kind of confronted yesterday, and then I was also complimented yesterday about the show. So
confronted and complimented. Okay.
Yeah, it was all nice. It was all positive. I'm not going to say who. I'll never call it people out for anything. So. But I do want to talk about something I do know a lot about. And I want to clarify it or get verification that now this bailout relief business bullshit they're doing
Yeah.
Are they giving small businesses, and I know you can apply for a loan. I don't want to get that far into it. I know all that. Are they just giving small businesses 10 grand and then you can go try to go get more money or whatever? Or what are they doing?
I honestly, I still need to research all that for myself.
Okay.
I did, I filled out some kind of form on one of the, it was either a bank site or maybe credit. It was a legitimate site, basically. It wasn't some bullshit site. That I filled it out, and I guess it's a preliminary application. You don't really put a whole lot of information in it.
Oh, wow.
And I guess whenever everything is actually activated, where we get those loans, then I'll get contacted or something. I'm not real sure. I'm trying to look into all that stuff because I need help for my own business, so let alone the station.
The way I understood it, and it was a post on Facebook from a friend of mine. I've known her ever since, oh my God, probably junior high. That supposedly, let's just say this is what it is, and it doesn't matter because it's par for the course when it comes to this stuff. That the government's giving small businesses $10,000 to get through this.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a business owner. You've been a business owner. I don't know how big you've ever gotten. By the way you're talking, you haven't had too many employees, if ever, right?
No, the last time I had employees was my virtual assistant firm. And that was like back in the early 2000s.
Okay. So you've been probably the sole proprietor. You're probably been a S Corp. And what's the latest and greatest one you are right now? I forget.
Well, okay, the network is an LLC.
LLC, that's it.
Yeah, and my personal business is still a sole proprietor.
Okay. So here's the thing. I don't know where and if, and I'm just saying this is all if, okay? And this is what I'm seeing on Facebook, so it's not me. Up to $10,000, is that right? Matt just said that. Good morning to everybody in the chat room, by the way.
Yeah, good morning. Let's see here. Run through them real quick. We have Bonnie, we have Pam, we have Matt, we have TLO. Scroll up.
Okay.
Bella Virgo, she actually got out of bed for the program.
No way.
Yes.
That's awesome. I love that.
She said, I love the just got out of bed for the program look. Okay, I may have misread that. She may have already been up. And Lee Hampton and Stone. Stone is over on Facebook. And I think that's everybody chatting right now. So back to your normal programming.
Is that in YouTube? You said?
Everybody but Stone. Stone is in Facebook.
Oh yeah, I see that. I love the just got out of bed look for the program. Is that?
I'm guessing you.
Me? It better not be me. I mean, I know my hair's a mess, but it's at that point where it's growing out of control, and it's gonna take. And I haven't shaved in like 2 weeks because I don't really fucking care. So, that right now. Oh wow, we locked up video. That's a big shocker. Video.
Mine's not locked up.
It is on my end. Well, don't.
Well, then that's just your end.
Oh, okay. Well, fine. Whatever.
Your end just sucks.
Yes, it does. So, all right. So let's just assume that all small businesses, which is a lot of money if you add it up, but are getting $10,000 to help them out.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is something I know about. I'm only going to say it because not from being selfish or whatever. I look like Beaker this morning. I'd like to see that. You know, that might be a prerequisite. If you're going to listen to the show, you have to sign on with the video cam so we know what all of yous look like.
Right. That would be fun.
How's that? That'd be entertaining just doing that.
I have a bad habit of I like to add the people that listen to our show just so I can see what they look like. I know what Kevin looks like now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
From Ireland?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, we're friends on Facebook now.
Yeah, it's really weird is back when I had my company and my wife and my daughter were answering our phone, there was this one guy that had a really like sexy, nice voice. And you always wonder how that person looks on the phone and say, okay, I knew how he looked and they didn't. I go, okay, well, describe what you think he looks like. You know, the whole tall, dark, and handsome. And
yeah.
No, this guy's a short, little, fat, bald fucker. You guys are just so off the mark, it's not even funny. So I thought it was hilarious. It just makes me think of when you hear someone's voice, you're trying to visualize what they look like. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, when I having worked in radio and getting to see, that was back when we actually had live disc jockeys, and I used to get a kick out of it because they sound so different online. Our old news director, Tom Wall, he had this just freaking amazing, deep, sexy voice, Dude was a freaking, I think he was probably in his 60s back then. And tall, skinny, balding, completely grayed, and did not match his voice whatsoever.
Well, I'm sure you heard this before if you're in the radio business. Radio's for showbiz for ugly people.
Yeah. Yeah, my friend Tony said I have a face for radio.
Oh, nice. Nice friend you got there. Wow.
No, not me, him.
Oh,
he said he had a face for radio.
Sorry.
No, he wasn't saying that to me.
Yeah, I was going to say. Tim, you need your shades on. Why? What the fuck? Do people tell me how to dress now? I need my shades on. Why? I can't see with those fucking things.
Lee says she looks like a wicked witch in the morning.
I know. I saw that. I don't even know where they're at, actually. Really? Hang on. I'll see if I can find it. Go ahead and talk. I'll be right back.
And she just ditches me to get sunglasses. Wow. So how are you guys doing? I'm like looking at the chat right now, see what you guys have been saying because I've been yapping. I am an independent. Thank you, Pam. I do not claim a party at all. Hey,
all right.
He's back.
So what's next? You'll fuck me if I put a bag on my head? Is that good?
Flashback.
Yeah. Oh, really? You've done that?
No.
Oh, you just said flashback.
No, my first husband, he used to say, throw a flag over her face and fuck her for the glory of it.
Oh my God. Okay. So what else? That's nice. My hair looks like shit. I know. I could put my baseball cap on, then people are gonna go, "Who are you hiding from?" Really? Hiding with a video cam? With my name over everything? Whatever. So.
Boy, they are picking on you today, aren't they?
I don't fuck. Hey, you know what? I look at it this way. I like it. If I can dish it out, I better be able to take it.
Oh, so, damn right.
Yeah, so I don't care. If I have to pick on Cindy. So go ahead, pick on me all you want. Just remember, payback's a bitch. That's all I'm gonna say. Because like I said, I can dish it out and I can take it and then I can give it back too. So, okay.
Are you
background?
Who are you saying to have on the show, Pam?
Yeah, who's him?
Yeah. My first husband? I'm actually still in touch with him.
This is cool time. I think that means Tim. Like the look. I really honestly don't fucking care what I look like right now. I mean, I just jumped out of the shower. I dry my hair with the towel quick and I roll it all back with my hands and that's it. That's all I fucking do. Sometimes I'll use gel, but I don't really fucking care. This is the clean, rugged look, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
And Lee, I am so glad that the long hair is coming back in style.
For who?
Well, at least for women.
Oh, is it?
I wish it would come back for men. Oh yeah, especially older women.
Mm-hmm.
The long natural gray hair is really in now.
Well, thanks, Bonnie. That's sweet.
Mine's super long, but it's not graying out yet.
Bonnie's saying I look great. What does she want from me? I don't have any money, so you can't. Flattery will get you everywhere, but it won't get you my money because I don't fucking have any. So, but that's very no. I'm sure it's genuine. All right, so I want to talk about this business bullshit.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I want your opinion as always. But I'll just flat out ask you, and I know the answer to this. Would $10,000 help you?
Well, duh.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's kind of I mean, I always say there's no stupid question, but that one kind of was.
Okay, but how are you gauging that? Because here's the thing. Here, I'm going to get into this little by little to explain to people the position of business owners, and then you being an employee, looking at it, if you even really care, what your boss is going through or the owner of the company is going through. And I'm going to explain that because $10,000 isn't jack shit for most small businesses. So that's what I'm saying. But what are you basing $10,000 on? That it's enough?
Well, I mean, it's enough to pay my rent for almost a year.
For your okay. All right.
It's enough to pay all of my bills that I need to pay in order to stay online and do my work. Okay. So, I mean, 10,000 is a whole lot to me because my overhead is very low.
Okay, which is a big part of this. So, in your sales, which is more what I want to get into, I don't know what they are. But
not much now.
Your sales and your accounts receivable are probably less than that a month. So that would help you.
Well, yeah, of course.
Because $10,000 a month is $120,000 a year.
Yeah, I've never made that.
Well, see, you should be though. But, so $10,000 would help you. Okay. Now, if you go 60% of the economy in this country, according to CNBC, which I just heard it the other day, is small businesses.
Right.
So I don't know what the sales are for most quote unquote small businesses, but I would probably say, give or take a few, $10,000, it's probably in the vicinity of $1 million minimum to probably $3 to $5 million.
For a small business?
Yes.
I guess it depends on the business. I mean, the people I work with, they are like they're considered as micro entrepreneurs and micro businesses.
And I'm saying, shit, that's my boss. I got to take this. Go ahead and take the show. So,
okey doke.
I don't know how long I'll be back. At least I can talk this time instead of holding up my finger. I'll be back.
So does anybody want to call in and talk with me? Oh crap, I can't control it. Wow. He didn't give me control. Well, if anybody calls in, I'm sorry. I can't even see if somebody calls in. So I've got to, I know what I can, you know what, Bonnie, I had something really super exciting happen yesterday. More exciting than, on top of getting my RV. I have an ad up on Craigslist right now offering to barter for website work. And I actually got contacted last night by some folks local to me who breed Bengal cats, which are basically our largest domesticated cats. and their lineage it comes down from leopards, and they are absolutely freaking gorgeous, and they get about the size of a medium dog. And I have the opportunity to trade a website build for a Bengal kitten, a female Bengal kitten. And we would be able to, if we do it, we're even going to be able to stud her with the breeder that we're getting her from. And she will actually be sort of a form of income. I never saw myself doing something like that. But for that's a little different than a normal kitty. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. We're gonna go over and check them out tomorrow, actually, after the show sometime. And they sent us pictures, and oh my goodness, the 12-week-old looks like it's as big as my buddy cat. And my buddy cat's a pretty big cat. And yeah, Matt asked me if I was going to be the next Joe Exotic. And Scarlett actually said something about calling me Connie, or whatever her name is, the one that they think killed the lion guy or the tiger guy. I'm sorry, I don't watch that show, but my kid does. But yeah, it's interesting things falling in my lap here lately, and yesterday was a full moon too, so I take that as a spiritual type of fulfilling of different things. I'm not sure what you mean, Pam. Pam sent me a private message. I'm not sure exactly what she means. So if you could clarify on that, I will answer you. Oh, Bonnie, I actually, okay, so my buddy cat that you guys hear meow and purr from time to time, he does not deal well with other cats. He's fine with dogs, but he's a jerk. And he especially does not like other male cats. And this is going to be kind of funny. If I pet a male cat other than him, he will actually attack me. And so we had to specifically ask for a female. Good morning, Krista. And I'm hoping that because she is only 12 weeks old and already the size of Buddy Cat, that she will put Buddy Cat in his place, and maybe he will become a little friendlier.
Okay.
Hi.
What are you talking about? Cats?
Well, actually, I had something else happen last night. And I have a barter ad running for websites on Craigslist, and had a local person get a hold of me last night and offer me a Bengal kitten.
That's nice.
And she's a female, and she we would end up, if we take her, she'll be bred with their stud to continue the lines. Cool. And they're all purebred, and they normally sell for like 1,000 to 3,000, some up to 10.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Cool.
They're the largest domesticated cat, and they're descendant from leopards.
Oh man, I love cats that look like that. Some woman had one on Instagram. I'm like, so fucking cool.
I have the opportunity to have one.
Oh, very cool. I love cats and I hate cats. Fucking assholes.
Well, I'm hoping that at 12 weeks, the female that we're supposed to be getting if we do this,
yep,
The female looks like she is as big or bigger than Buddy already.
Wow.
And so I'm hoping that she will put him in his place and make him be a good boy because he's an asshole.
Asshole. No way. A cat an asshole? Never seen it before.
I had to pull that cat off the top of my head one time because I pet an outdoor male cat. Literally had to pull him off of my head, embed his nails from my forehead and my scalp.
Oh my God. Little protective, huh?
Just a tad.
Jealous and everything else. That's crazy.
Well, you know, people don't believe me when I say he's neurotic. He is freaking neurotic. He has a very unhealthy attachment to me.
All right, so let me ask you this, and I probably have a question to this, and I'm not being an asshole. I'm not being a cat. But do you have company books or software program for your company?
Mine's simple enough that I can do mine without it.
Which means what? Excel, probably? Spreadsheet?
No, I pull my reports from my bank and because I only have one direct deposit and to my bank, and then all the rest is done through PayPal, so I just pull my reports from there.
Okay. All right. Well, this is what I'm going to say, and again, I'm only saying it for the education for employees to get an insight on something that they'll never see. I was open with my employees, which is probably part of my demise, that I said, this is where we're at, this is what we're doing in sales, blah, 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 blah. And I probably shouldn't have done that, but I still don't regret it. I thought I could trust them with the information to see how good we're doing. But I use QuickBooks Pro, and I used it for years, and at click of a mouse, I could tell you what my accounts receivable is, my accounts payable is, blah, 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 with the click of a mouse, in graph form or report form or whatever. So this is what I'm going to say. If the government thinks that giving a business $10,000 and is going to sustain them for a month, then that means that business is doing $10,000 a month in sales. So 10 times 12 is 120,000.
Right.
So they're giving $10,000 to $120,000.
Are you sure it's per month? I thought it was just a one-time.
Oh, no. I'm using math here. I'm trying to figure out what they're thinking, which could.
Oh, okay.
I'm going on an annual basis. That's how companies run month to month, quarter to quarter, and year to year. Okay,
Right.
So if you're a business owner and you're doing $10,000 a month, your projection is going to be $120,000 a year.
Right.
So that's where those numbers. I don't know where the government is getting their note. All I know is they're going to give small businesses 10 grand. That's all I know. I want to know how they're figuring that out.
Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like unemployment or whatever. It's like, well, unemployment's anywhere from a third to half to 2/3. I don't know what it is because I've never collected it, but it's not your full replacement of your income. But the problem is your bills don't change because your bills are based on your income and vice versa. Your bills don't go down 2/3 or 1/3. You still have to pay the full amount of your bills. So why don't you get the full reimbursement of your income? I don't get it.
I don't know. I've never really understood all that.
Yeah, right. So what are they thinking? It's like, well, you're making $1,000 a week, but we're going to give you 500 or 300. Well, wait a minute. I'm not going to get a break on my rent. I'm not going to get a break on my car payment. I'm not going to get a break on my insurance. Grocery store ain't going to give me a break. What the fuck?
Okay, so Krista said that they're basing it off of previous payroll numbers. And I told her to call in, but she can't call in right now.
Payroll is not the only expense a business has. That's retarded. Sorry.
Yeah, it is.
Payroll and insurance are probably your two highest in taxes. Taxes, payroll, and insurance are probably your number 1, 2, 3 in whatever order they are. Your highest expenses is being a business. By far.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we don't have to pay payroll taxes or workman's comp insurance, or we don't have to pay anything because the government's just giving us money to make payroll. Is that what they're thinking?
I have no idea.
Well, I know that's what I'm saying.
I'm sitting here trying to think about it, and it's as usual. Whatever the government's trying to tell us doesn't make any freaking sense because it's all convoluted.
So they're just giving businesses money to make their payroll of $10,000 in a month.
I'm gonna have to look into it more.
Okay, let's just whatever. We're not verifying anything. I'm just trying to figure it out because you got to throw some mud on the wall and see what sticks. So let's just say that's what they're doing. All right. Let's just say in their defense, no, we're just giving you 10 grand for payroll. Okay. What do you think a business owner pulls out of payroll for themselves?
Well, nothing if they can't.
No. That's not. That's what they should do. That's what they should do. That's what I would do. But no.
And I know that's what Krista does as well.
Yeah, and that's what you should do. But let's just, because a business owner still has a mortgage or two mortgages,
right,
or 2 car payments, and they got the same thing you do. So why aren't they entitled to a paycheck as well to pay their personal bills?
I'm at a loss.
Okay. Well, good. You should be, because it makes no goddamn sense whatsoever. Okay. It's more to the point of this. Okay. Now, when I had my own business, I was paying myself withdrawals, which bypass payroll, but it doesn't matter because the money's got to be in a checking account. And I didn't take draws a whole year. I did go through payroll too, but I would pay myself $4,000 a week. Okay. And my ex-wife, vice president at the time, I'm not going to say what she took, but she took money too. So you're going to give me $10,000 for the month for payroll when me and my vice president are going to take over half of that in a week.
Yeah.
This is very unrealistic and it's bullshit. Okay. And if you can't make, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he said, if you're not going to pay yourself X amount of dollars and walk away with it, then it's not worth the risk to be in business. And I picked that number, and that number was $250,000, because otherwise it's not worth it. So that I actually made more than that, but that's not the point of this. The point is that they're giving you $10,000 to last a month based on your payroll, when most business owners are going to eat half that shit up in the first week.
Well, yeah.
If they pay themselves. They shouldn't. They should be able to go, you know what, we're not going to pay ourselves until all this shit's over. We got to pay our employees. And that's what I would do too. Actually, I've done that before. If the money isn't in payroll, I wouldn't take a check. Or I would take a check, but I wouldn't deposit it because I had enough money in my bank account that I didn't need to do that personally.
Right.
So that's what I don't get, because here's what I figured out. If I still had my company, my annual, I got to be careful what I say because that's going to be confusing and I'm going to fuck it up. My accounts receivable was at any point in time $80,000 a month.
Okay. Which
is almost relative to your sales, which was approximately $80 to $120,000 a month in sales. So my annual sales was anywhere from 1.2 million to, before the meltdown in 08, $1.7 million. Okay. So, because that's times 12 of everything. You take your sales a month times 12, and that's what you're going to project to do. And usually 9 times out of 10, I did.
Right.
Until the shit hit the fan. But what you can also do is take your accounts receivable, which should almost be very similar to your sales because that's what people owe you.
Right.
Accounts receivable is your billing.
Right.
So that comes up at the end of the month or a 30-day period. So if I was in a situation I still had my company, I would burn through my 30 days accounts receivable and go into the next month and probably survive on that month. But when my accounts receivable ran out, by people paying me from the past 30 days, I wouldn't have another accounts receivable to fall back on because I have no paying fucking customers because everything's shut down. So I have no money coming in because I don't have any customers. So
Right.
they're going to graciously give you $10,000 when I need $80,000 to survive.
Well, I mean, they're giving us $1,200 when that barely covers rent in most
Well, see,
places.
it's-
It doesn't even cover rent in most
It's all the
places.
same. Why do the peasants and everybody that busts their ass down here in the bottom always get fucked?
Because we're the most fuckable.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, I can't say, well, I guess I could if I was these big companies that got bailed out twice now. Well, if you don't help me, I'll just move to China. Yeah, well, that's part of the problem, asshole. But go ahead. And then they do move to China or whatever. And then they fuck the government in every way they can by tax loops and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But see, we can't go as peasants and citizens go, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to move to China.
Right. I
Well,
wish.
no, you really can't do anything. We got you by the balls. You're going to do what we tell you to do. So I don't like this. What they should do is, you know, I don't know really what they should do, but they shouldn't just give everybody $10,000. That's like if you make $1,000 a week personally. Okay, we're going to help you. Here's 100.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? What am I going to do with that?
Nothing.
So
Buy toilet paper.
I want people to understand this, that if the government doesn't help, it's going to cause businesses to fail. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. You're going to lose your job. And without getting into details, I got an email this morning and a few more people at my company lost their jobs. So it's a slow death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Yep.
And you might get fired or furloughed or laid off, whatever. You're going to lose your job. I don't give a flying fuck what you call it. You're going to lose your job. And if somebody doesn't do something to help these small businesses, and I guess you can apply for loans. I tried dealing with the Small Business Association. They told me to go fuck myself. Like, that was a big waste of time. If these businesses can't get operating capital in the equivalency of 1 month of accounts receivables, they are going to fail. That's just the way it is. I'm not fear mongering. These are just,
No, that's life.
this
That's
is
reality.
business based on financial law of money. Just like if I told you, well, Tim, I need $1,000 to survive. Okay, well, here's 100. Well, I'm going to be homeless. Oh, well, what are you trying to do? Scare me?
Yeah.
No, asshole. I'm going to be
It's
homeless.
reality.
Yeah. And this is the same thing. If they don't put any type of urgency or effort or realistic solutions to this, small businesses are going to get wiped out all
Well,
across
yeah.
the board.
Well, yeah. I mean, all they're doing is bailing out the big companies. They're going to end up bailing out the banks again. Meanwhile, the banks are still not doing anything to help anybody.
Yeah, and in the mean, I saw that Saudi Arabia, or the prince, I guess, or somebody from Saudi Arabia, just bought a shitload of Carnival Stock Cruise stocks because it's like in the shitter. And I don't know if the government's going to help them or not. The only way you may survive is if you're a publicly traded company, and then you'll get recapitalized by people buying your stocks. But private companies, they don't have that option, and they're going to go under. It's just a fact. I'm kind of glad from this perspective that my business did fail 2 years ago, because right now I would be shitting a brick going, what can I do? There's absolutely nothing I can do to make my company survive. Because you don't have paying customers.
No, if you don't have paying customers, how can you do anything? That's why I'm focusing on building new things right now. You know, I have one paying client right now. And, you know, a whole $300 a month.
Yeah, that's better than nothing. But
Yeah, it's better than nothing, but, you know, it's still, you know, it definitely doesn't pay the bills. And so, yeah, I'm actually, I just mentioned in the YouTube chat that I'm working on building a community learning center for the network, where people like you could do guitar classes online.
Cool. I know, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think Red Gypsy's on hold here. I'm gonna run her in. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, we got that out of the way. Who is this?
I think that's Red.
It's Red.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure.
It is. It is me. Hi, guys. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, just confused as hell. But other than that, good.
I was supposed to be at work this morning, but we have had some setbacks at work, so I don't get to go in this morning. But I just want to say to everybody that we have literally deemed, and call it what you want, whatever you want, however you want to post it. No matter which way you slice it, I think it's a little messed up. We have deemed marijuana and liquor essential that closed down all the churches.
Makes perfect
and
sense.
schools.
Yep, perfect sense.
Okay, well, marijuana is medical.
I'm just saying, but even the recreational is considered.
Well, I, as long as medical is available, which I will say that a lot of people, now that we have full legalization here, I quit carrying my card because I don't need it. It's recreational.
Oh
now,
yeah,
but
no,
that doesn't
I don't
change
carry.
the fact. That doesn't change the fact that I'm still medical.
Right, sure, but I'm just saying.
And as far as alcohol, an alcohol addict can literally die from withdrawal. So I do see the reason for those because they are medical reasons.
I think she's just saying, just from a macro perspective, the ridiculousness of the priorities. I think that's what she's.
Okay, well, they also don't gather in great numbers. You can go in one at a time to do those things. You can't gather at a church one at a time. It's a gathering. That's why they're closed.
Right.
I'm sorry. I feel
but
for
they're even closing down gatherings of people with 10 and less people. They just went in and closed down a church the other day.
Yes.
You're still allowed to do your gathering of 8 or less people.
Okay, I guess I don't see the issue here because we're supposed to be social distancing. We shouldn't even be in 8 people unless that's your
it is
family.
supposed to be social distancing, and depending on where you are, that's not happening, my dear.
Well, and I get that, and that's why it should be, in my opinion, I'm sorry, all those gatherings should be closed down right now. Every one of them. I don't care if it's a religious gathering. I'm sorry. Y'all can gather online. You can gather online. You do not need to be physically together to pray to God or have a sermon. I gotta ask, why do religious people feel this need to be in these massive gatherings and continuing to spread this crap? I'm curious what the mental process is, other than they just don't believe it'll happen to them or that it's a hoax.
It's because there's no virtual collection plate. That's why.
It's not even that. It's that people cling to their religion for hope, faith, and continuation in times like this, and they've robbed them of it.
Okay, so they can't have that same thing online. They have to be face to face and touching and hugging everybody.
Is it the same for you to talk to somebody like we're talking right now, or to talk face to face? What is more personable and more meaningful
and what is safer?
More energy resilient for you?
What won't kill our old people? What won't continue to pass this along? Take a freaking break.
Can you prove that it actually is doing all the things that they're claiming?
Again, and see, that right there is the kind of thinking that is going to continue this spread and continue to kill people that we love. We need social distancing. We need to be away from each other for a little while. Freaking take the damn break.
I'm not disagreeing that we don't need social distancing. What I was making the point of is the priorities went from education and things that are of actual importance for our children to outrageous shit like, oh, let's keep the alcohol open but close all the damn schools. And I don't care what anybody's saying, at least around here, there ain't no social distancing, nothing happening when it comes to getting in line at that fucking dispensary or that fucking alcohol store.
Okay,
they're
well,
jammed in there.
I can tell you that at the dispensary we go to, you have to drive up. You never get out of your car.
Oh,
You
see, we're
never
not
get out of
doing
your
that
car.
up this way.
Okay, well, that's your area, and your area is apparently sucking at social distancing. Our area sucks in some ways at social distancing as well. But schools can be done online, number one. They are large gathering places.
No, see, that doing school online thing is not the answer for everybody, especially where I live, because most of us don't even have the ability to get online for our kids to do any schooling.
And I get that, okay? But again, we have to have this social distancing. We've got to stop the spread. So anytime you're going to have, and regardless of what your area is doing, that there's no social distancing anyway, that's your area. In other areas, they're actually doing it. And so schools, churches are both large gathering places. And dispensaries and liquor stores are not. And there are medical reasons
That's
for those
how
to be
they
open.
got to be essential to begin with. Let's be honest, Mel. They got essential to begin with because they did close them bitches down, and people started lining up outside of the businesses and making it so crazy that's why they.
You know what? You can bet
they
your
were
ass
essential.
I would have been up there stocking my stuff if I knew that they were going to be closed, because guess what? If I don't smoke my pot, I end up bedridden. I could end up in the freaking hospital if I don't have it. Somebody who drinks and drinks too much, they can end up in the hospital if they don't get that alcohol in their system in a day. It is a medical reason why those are open. And they are supposed to be practicing social distancing and not allowing people to gather into the stores. Whether the stores in your area are doing that or not, that's on them. They're not following the rules.
But that's the majority right now.
Okay, but the point still remains. There is a medical reason for
the bottom line
those two to be open. We can put off school for 6 months. They can go during the summer. They can make up the time that they lose not being in school right now. You can't make up dying.
It doesn't matter. The bottom line, the way that they've shut down the entire country, the way that they're doing it is like putting up a little box of rope inside of a pool and saying this is the only place in the pool that you can pee.
Because
Either
people
shut it
still
all
are
down
gathering.
or it's not going to happen.
Because people
but you're
are still
gathering no
gathering.
matter where you're going. If you're going to the grocery store, you're gathering.
No,
because
in a grocery store there is plenty of space.
Stores are crazy.
Mine's not. All I can say is in that particular instance, again, your area is not practicing the rules. They are not doing what they have been told to do. Other areas are. So your area is that short end of the swimming pool while the kids are peeing and infecting the rest of us. We have TLO on hold, by the way.
Well, I'm letting you two have at it here. I was just going to say, you guys
let
want
him
to
in.
bring another caller in?
Yes,
and,
let him in, please.
Third perspective on this. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Very good. Yeah. Just a perfect example.
Oh, Mel and I aren't fighting.
Oh, no.
I know you're not. I'm just saying.
Mel and I often disagree about things.
Oh, yeah.
And we still remain friends.
Oh, yeah. We can get heated with each other, and we know we're not mad at each other.
No, we're not mad at each other at all. So if anybody thinks that, no.
No, we're good.
Could have fooled me, but okay.
Morning, TLO.
I would just like to say both sides have fair points, and like we're practicing. Minnesota here is one of the flattest curve states, and we still have gatherings of folks, and to expound on the point that was mentioned earlier, yes, when you do go to the grocery store, you are somewhat gathering. You know, unless they let only like 5 or 6 people in at a time, and they all kept, you know, the 6 to 12 feet, if you want to consider the actual, you know, social distancing bubble, it would actually be a space of 12 feet in between each person.
Has anybody seen that new report from, I think it was John Hopkins, saying that they believe that it's 27 feet?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, exactly. So it would be pretty drastic to have, you know, that much space in between everybody inside of a grocery store. And so they have left the grocery stores open up here, and you know, we do respect the spacing as much as we can, but there's just moments where you just can't. You know, I travel for work and I'm walking on the streets, and there's people out there. You don't have the opportunity on a street that has, you know, some traffic going to just start walking in the street to try and actually give that, you know, proper space. So you do come across it. And a point on the excuse me, a point on the other side of the fact is how we're concerned about the spread. Watching my governor, Tim Walz, he's actually been quite upfront about a lot of stuff, which I give him props for. I didn't vote for him, but he's being very transparent. And if you've listened to a few of the messages, a few of his statements, he has actually said up to possibly 80% of us will get it. And that them gathering all the equipment, getting extra beds is because they're expecting most of the population to get it anyways. They're just doing it so that it doesn't, you know, overwhelm the medical system at one time. We're all most likely going to get it, a majority of us, because I mean, think of the numbers. 80% of anything is a large amount. You don't even have that sort of turnout for, you know, voting most times. Usually it's hovering around 60, 70%. So if you look at what he's saying, basically all they're doing with the separation, all they're doing with that is just to buy them time. And he has literally said that. It's just buying them time to prepare for the eventual peak, which is going to be pretty bad.
Right. And they've also mentioned, well, at least they were in the very beginning before they actually started doing the lockdowns. They were already talking as far as the team that it was looking like August, July, August,
correct.
I think is what they were saying, to begin with, before we were like over the peak and recovering.
Exactly.
I don't know if anybody else really caught that, but they were.
Well, the numbers in Minnesota show that we're actually closer to the peak. We might actually beat the national average, probably by a week or two. So that's why he, at this moment, is probably deciding to extend our stay-at-home orders, because he's only got them until, I believe, 5 p.m. this Friday. And my guess is he's going to extend it out probably another month.
Ours just extended to the 26th, right, Mel? Oh, she might have just off.
Yes. Sorry, I was having trouble with my mute button. Yeah, well, I try to mute out so that way if I'm making noise, I'm...
Yeah, no, I totally understand that.
But yes, ours just
out to the 26th. Yeah.
Yes,
and he also is requiring anybody outside of the home to be in mask.
Yeah, they have yet to do that
I
here.
haven't seen him. He's not actually requiring it at this point. He is suggesting it at this point, hoping that Coloradans will take it upon themselves to heed those rules that he's been putting out and all those guidelines that aren't being followed, which is why we keep getting extended.
Gunnison is completely closed down.
Gunnison screwed up, man. They survived the 1918
They completely
flu.
closed. Yeah,
and
they did
this time
with
they
no
didn't.
cases.
And this time they didn't shut down
And-
early.
No, and they have been hit the absolute hardest, and they have completely shut down. Like, they just literally, if you are not a resident, get the hell out. Like, you have to show paperwork to be there, and if you're not an actual resident that lives there full time, then you have to, like, I don't know what they said, like, write up a paper or give them some reason of why you don't want to leave, and it has to be approved.
I've heard something to that effect.
Yeah, no tourists, no visitors, no nothing. Like, they're closed.
And that was what they did with the 1918 flu, and it worked. But they didn't do it. They didn't do it immediately this time, and that is what this entire freaking country should have done. And we would be in a much better position right now.
Well, to spare us, we should have shut down international travel the moment we saw this shit pop up in China.
I agree.
That's the real truth.
You guys were talking about it earlier when I was on hold, and I missed most of it. But you guys were talking about the unemployment stuff, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Now, I wanted to make a comment on this from, like, because, you know, like, I work in the industry here in Colorado. The industry being the marijuana. I work on a marijuana farm.
Oh, we understand.
And we're not a big company, okay? We're not huge. Like, we have 25 employees, okay? We're not big. And, I mean, we are, but we're not. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to explain. But as far as, like, employee-wise, we're not very big. And we're not old. We're only, like, 3 years old, 4 years old. So, like, I'm watching all of this going down. We had a lot of older people that worked for us, retired people. They're no longer coming to work because they're scared. So they're out. We had younger guys working for us that literally decided that it was smarter for them to quit and collect unemployment and get the extra $600 a week and be making more than to stay there. And the only way that they were going to stay is if work upped them to what they were calling hazard pay.
Correct.
Yep.
All of it is correct. They are paying people who are on unemployment more.
Yes, they are. And I'm not trying to be this person, but, you know, we make like $15 to $16.75 an hour to play with weed. We don't deal with the public because we're on the farm. We supply the dispensary.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? So we are only exposed to people at the farm, which right now is literally 9 people. And I don't even see those people. They set me up a quarantine. I don't see anybody. I go in, I go up, I take my breaks. I don't have to go to a main clock or a kiosk. I do everything by my phone, so I don't have to touch a bunch of things that other people have touched. Like, they went above and beyond to make you feel safe.
Absolutely.
So, what?
And I agree it's skewed. And this is coming from a man who had been laid off back in 2008 and had to survive on unemployment. But I would never, even being in that position, I would never want it to be, you know, more than what I was making at the job that, you know, I had, you know, lost my job or whatever, because that wouldn't be fair and whatnot. You know, I was struggling with it because it wasn't as much, but still I made it work. And I found a way, you know, to deal with it and get another job to kind of fill in the space between that. But yeah, to pay people more to stay at home, it's gonna, especially in this culture, it's gonna enforce some really bad habits. It really, really is.
Yeah,
and this is from my heart. Like, I totally believe in unemployment, but I don't believe that it should be more than what you're making at a job.
Right.
Correct. Because
And-
let's just face it, the world takes advantage of a lot of the rest of the world. It just happens.
Oh yeah.
No.
And don't get
Yeah,
me
right?
wrong.
No.
No way.
I do feel that some people out there working on the front lines that have to deal with the public on a regular basis that have no choice.
Correct.
Because listen,
That should be
I don't
hazard
care who
pay.
you are. Right, that should be hazard pay. Like our cashiers that don't have a choice but to get closer to you than 6 feet to take your money because I don't have 6-foot arms. Do you have 6-foot arms?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I don't
And
have
so, yeah,
6-foot
something
arms.
like that, the doctors.
But, and this is coming from somebody who's working there. We are catered to make us feel safe to come to work, and we don't even deal with the public. So what the heck do you need hazard pay for?
Right.
In all
Yeah.
honesty,
If you're not interacting with the public, it's not. Yeah. Absolutely.
you don't deserve hazard pay just because you're coming to work, bro. Like, you're not.
I wouldn't
dealing
expect to go get hazard pay, and I'm an essential worker, deemed an essential worker. I have papers that I carry with me and everything.
Now, see, we haven't gone that far here. We're not required to have papers or carry papers. We're not being stopped and asked if we're essential workers or anything of that nature yet. Although my area has had a fake black interceptor pulling people over and pretending to be a cop and asking for this paperwork and then telling them that this is a warning and that next time it's a $3,000 fine. But this has been reported now from our sheriff and everybody that this is a fake person doing this.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't
See?
know what it is.
People taking advantage. So yeah, no, and then that's going to be more and more prevalent as we go on and move forward. Because if you think about it, a lot of the off the books businesses, let's just say, are suffering.
Right.
Like they're suffering too.
Well, our farm is completely legal. It's completely on the books, but we were so small to begin with. We've lost so many workers. And here's the kicker. We're 3 times busier than normal.
Oh, yeah.
We have 3 times the business than this time last year. Our demand has tripled. We've lost almost all of our workers from just staying home, and now unemployment is offering them $600 extra a week on top of their unemployment. Do you really think they're coming back to work, people?
Nope, that's fucked up.
Exactly.
That's wrong.
Especially in the situation with all the, stay-at-home orders and whatnot, and that continuing forward. They're just going to become accustomed to it. And just like I was talking to a friend, and also I believe Pamela, I haven't checked the chat for a minute. I should probably do so. But we were expounding on the fact that with all this that's going on, the media and whatnot are trying to put or install this thing in our brains, like conditioning, that this is the new norm. Like I keep hearing that on the news. I keep hearing that in different places from different, political figures or pundits or whatnot. Oh, we just have to get used to the new norm. And I'm sitting there and thinking in my head, isn't that kind of the shit that happened in Germany in like the late 30s?
Yeah.
Like that's sort of like this, people who don't have people who have a problem with it, they just keep, browbeating them and like programming them and saying, oh yeah, this is the new norm. This is the new norm. So that we just get used to it. And it's scary because like I see it and like I'm starting to see people being interviewed. They're going around the lakes here in Minnesota. It got kind of warm. So people were out and about and they're trying to do their social distancing. And the news people went out to interview them. And, a lot of these people are like, oh yeah, well, you just have to get used to the new norm. I'm sitting there, I'm like, wow, do you like hear yourselves talking? Like, seriously.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like almost 9:30. I know you were saying you needed to go at 9:30.
Yeah, I'm actually texting you right now. I didn't want to interrupt anybody. Do you want me to pass the show to you? Because I got to go to work.
I've got a bunch of stuff I got to get done too. I've got to get on the phone.
Oh, well. Okay. I guess that's the end of that.
Yeah, no, I've got to make some very important phone calls dealing with my Social Security and stuff.
Okay. And I got to pay for people to get unemployment to make more money so they fuck their bosses, apparently. All right, guys. Well, TLO and Red Gypsy, thanks for calling in. So you guys want to say something real quick? Go ahead, but I got to get to work.
All right. Be smart, be safe, y'all.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Have a good day, TLO.
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoy it.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Did it get all like underwatery for everybody else?
No.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. But I got to go to work. So is there any last things you want to say? Thanks for calling in, but I hate to be rude. I got to go to work. So.
Oh, thanks, everybody. It was great talking to everybody.
Yeah, Mel's got things to do, too. I was going to pass the show to her, but she's got some things she's got to take care of.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I got to deal with some Social Security stuff, so.
Still love you, Mel.
I love you too, Red.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, thanks.
Dare to be different.
Okay. All right.
Dare to be different. Dare to be you, and dare to learn to love yourself unconditionally.
Always. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. So everybody in the chat room, say goodbye. Because I really got to go. And I usually don't have work, but I do today by the grace of God, and I'm going to go do it. So I have to go make the donuts. Remember that commercial?
Hell yeah.
Time to make the donuts.
That was a cool commercial.
Yeah, it was. It's funny and shit. So I say that to younger people, like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, just look it up on YouTube.
Do you remember the Mervyn's commercials where the women would go up to the door and they'd flash their hands wide open and go open, open, open?
What was it?
It was for Mervyn's.
What the hell is that?
Mervyn's is a store.
No, I don't. Never seen that. I'll have to look that up too.
Yeah, I do that all the time, and people look at me like I'm nuts.
Yeah, well, whatever. Okay, what's your point? No, I'm just kidding.
No point.
No point. Yeah,
absolutely no point.
Yeah, I'll say stuff too, and they're like, well, "Yeah, where's the beef from Wendy's?" There you go. All these classic, yeah, that's crazy. All right, guys. Yeah, everybody say goodbye and Krispy Kreme. Don't even go there. Oh my God! I'll tell you a funny story on this. I'll tell you a funny story about Krispy Kreme. I'll let you go. So my daughter was dating this guy who ended up being my granddaughter's father, but he was a thug and been in prison 15 fucking times. But that's not the point of the story. So before he turned into a bad guy, wanted to be a bad boy. One day I brought home a dozen glazed donuts from Krispy Kreme. So I brought them in, didn't think nothing of it. So I leave for work and I come home later at night and there's no donuts. I'm like, where the fuck is the donuts? And my daughter or my wife at the time's like, Stephanie's boyfriend ate them all.
Whoa.
I'm like, really? He fucking couldn't leave me one donut? He's got to eat all of them?
He had the munchies.
What the fuck? So I was pissed, man. I mean, I don't care. My home is your home, but don't, there's some things you don't do, and don't eat all my goddamn donuts. At least leave one for me.
Yeah, you don't mess with donuts. That is no. That's death.
There's two things you don't do. There's three things. You don't kick my dog, you don't sleep with my daughter, and you don't eat my fucking donuts, or I'm gonna kill you.
Did he do all three?
How's that?
Because he did two.
Yeah, I have a granddaughter.
He got 2 out of 3, so.
I know, like you can pick, but I had St. Bernards and Bull Mastiffs and
English. Good luck kicking them.
Good luck with that one. Yeah, dumbass. Now he's black anyway, not to say anything bad, but from what I've noticed, a lot of dogs don't like black people, and I don't know why.
It's a very weird thing, actually.
I don't
I've
know if
seen
it's-
that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because dogs are supposedly colorblind, so how the fuck do they know? But yeah, I can never figure that out. I don't know. Maybe because you know, who knows? I'm not a dog.
No, and it really is real. And I mean, people say, you know, that people are prejudiced for saying things like that, but I've seen it.
No, it's it. I was talking to a retired law enforcement friend of mine, and he was say that, and he's got black friends, and he's like, listen, I'm white, you're black. You got a problem with that? Whatever. It's just it's a fact. So I'm not a racist. It's like, yeah, fine. It's like it is what it is. It's like, yeah, there's nothing racist or offensive about that. It's just facts. And like I said, being black's not a color anyway, for the most part.
No.
So just talk to your partner in crime about that one. I think we've talked about that. Yeah, don't let the black come out of her, because holy fuck, I don't want to see that. Anyway, I just had to share that. I really got to go now. What time is it? 9:33. I have to go. All right, guys, quit putting shit in the fucking chat room because you're making me talk about crap. So I got to go. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And thanks to Red Gypsy, TLO, and everybody in the chat room. And yeah, I won't be back till next Monday. Like I said, I got my son coming in, and I want to spend time with him. So I'm gonna, and he'll be sleeping in my bedroom, and that's where my computer is. So I'm gonna give him my bed. I'll sleep on the couch where I sleep anyway, and I don't want to disturb him if he's sleeping in. So if he's not sleeping in, I'll do the show. Put it that way. We're just gonna have to do it on a as per basis. How does that sound?
Sounds good. Just text me.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, well, congratulations on the Scooby Mobile, or the Alice in Wonderland van, or whatever you're going to call that thing.
Her name is Alice. She is the Wonderland bus.
How did I know? How did I know? Jesus. Okay. All right, we'll say goodnight, Gracie, and I'm out of here. I got to go.
Good night, Gracie.
All right, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for everybody's opinions. Just put a little thought into it. But what you reap is what you sow. And I really am concerned about small businesses, because it seems like they're going to get the blunt of the deal regardless of what happens. And without paying customers and without small businesses, 60% of us don't have a job. So think about that before you do something stupid or selfish. Okay. Gotta go. Thanks for listening to me. I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. Thursday, I won't be. I got a doctor's appointment. So maybe tomorrow. Maybe Friday. We'll see. Thanks a lot. Share the show. Appreciate it. Have a great day. And together we'll all get through this. Just treat everybody like Framery. Oh, you, my Framery. You have been listening to the original Red Pill Show. Goodbye.